Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank you the great possibility to come to one member of this panel, and especially I like to thank you, Martin, with the excellent presentation. So my part is short comments concerning the social media, the part of the StratCom umbrella. First, like we have heard many times before, social media is an excellent tool for quickly highlighting different topics and bringing them to the attention of the general public. It's also the simple way to rapidly stir up small political movements against the authorities. In addition, it's an easy way to uncover information operation and deceptions, for example. What is the role of the social media in wider context of hybrid warfare? What are the dangers and benefits of using social media for this purpose? According to the crisis management specialist Melissa Agnes, human behavior is at the heart of this digital landscape. It's the engine that drives it. Without expertise in human behavior and organizational culture, you cannot win a hybrid conflict. The adversary has to be reached at the emotional level as well as technical level. It has to be borne in mind that logic will never trump emotions. Fighting propaganda with propaganda is out of the question, of course. So what can we do? Avoid making a negative emotional attack against your adversary. Analyzing the situation through different sources, not only use the classified material produced by your own organization. This will help you to tap into the emotion and behavior of your adversary. This is the key when it comes to succeeding in social media, although it should be emphasized that it doesn't mean accepting your adversary behavior. What are the patterns and effects that can be identified when social media is used as a weapon by state and non-state actors in modern conflicts? First, you have to analyze the technology and apps your target audience is familiar with and how they use them to interact online. Then you have to study their discourse, their language, slangs, emotions, expressions, as well as the source of their motivations. You also have to investigate how they prefer to consume content. What kind of content do they upload and download? And when and from where do they obtain it? What kind of music they listen to? What kind of images do they use to illustrate what they say? It is also important to access their background and insecurities and from whom they gain their support. We also need so-called stakeholder engagement. According to the professor of organizational communication, Wilma Luomaaho, stakeholder engagement has risen onto the public relation agenda recently, mainly due to the introduction of real-time media and the new hybrid forms of marketing, advertising, and public relations. Engaging a stakeholder is not a simple task in the information-rich environment and can be compared to the pinball match. Organizational messages now have the direct access, but often bounce randomly around in the online environment. To simplify the measurement of public relation in context, unpredictable environment, we can distinguish three different types of stakeholder relationships. The positively engaged faith holders, the negatively engaged hate holders, and the fake holders, namely the inauthentic personas created by astroturfing astroturfing is the practice of masking the sponsor of messages and organization and algorithms. The suggestion is that it is the future task to public relations professionals to support the faith holders, engage the hate holders, and expose the fake holders. What can NATO and its members do to mitigate the effects of evil use of social media? The key instrument is comprehensive approach planning and execution, not only in the terms of military solution, but also by opening up the forum to the civilian actors. This will involve specific training in social media cases together with the military, political, economic, and cultural actors. Also, one should never underestimate the emotional impact of humor. For example, mass-market satirical platforms such as America's The Daily Show or UK Have I Got the News for You have demonstrated how a comedic approach can have a significant impact on sector of society which have long since lost weight in conventional news sources. Comedy offers a means of diffusing the general mood of cynicism, which has increasingly undermined the authority of mainstream media, the wider world over the past few decades. For example, as the current conflict with Ukraine has escalated, the Ukraine comedy group Kvartal 95 has been at the forefront of the Ukraine efforts to mock the Kremlin, producing a steady stream satirical material poking fun at the popular narratives. Online satire has also played a major role in Ukraine's response to the Russian hybrid war, with daily memes making fun of the last disinformation campaigns and absurdities come from the field. I don't like to highlight too much the humor, but because the social media is an excellent place to impress your emotion, and humor is one key instrument of the emotion, it might be good that the research people also analyzed how we can calm down, for example, the different between the different group hate speed or tension using by humor. So when someone launches an attack in social media, we have to ask questions such as, how is this going to relate it to our audience and our stakeholders? What is the emotional connection here? How can this potential be misconstructed or misinterpreted? What is the worst that can be happen? In a crisis, your goal is to get ahead of the news cycle and position your organization as the voice of credibility, trust, and leadership. What opportunities does the social media offer to StratCom? Online storytelling is a skill that will prove useful in crisis and that will support to the StratCom umbrella. The next step is to focus on ensuring that those stories and important communication reach your target stakeholders directly in the way that makes sense to them. In order to position your organization as a leader, you need to be proactive. As the rule, many times bureaucratic organizations are not very innovative, but in order to be proactive, they need a creative and innovation network. This often poses a challenge to military culture in particular. Thank you.